Podcast. Today we have a special guest.
Yep.
He goes by the name of Donkeyman. His real name is Simon Cordova. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey,
Golfers clap.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Now, you have just gotten back, Simon.
I did, yeah. I just got back from
Walk
South
us through your last 2 weeks.
Hang on. Where'd you go?
Oh, well you could have gone into that.
Yeah, no, I just got back from South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. It's one of the most hectic experiences. It's just like non-stop, just constantly talking. Like, it's just like all your senses are being triggered 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It's just like your eyes are looking like you don't know where to look. There's so many people. There's just music. Every single bar you're walking down, there's just, it doesn't matter what time of day. There's just something playing.
And it's the whole city. It's not
Sounds
like
like heaven.
It's not like a convention center. Because I think a lot of people I've spoken with, they're like, the stuff we have here, people feel like it's in one little spot or in a convention.
So there's
the
like
whole
the
city.
the Austin Convention Center is like the hub. That's like the middle of it, and then it's just like they've shut down the Hilton has panels going on. The JW Marriott. You walk down like 6th Street, which is like equivalent to Chapel Street here, and it's just like every single bar has a band playing, showcasing. You walk down, there's another Red River Street, and it's just like street after street has something on it.
It legitimately sounds like if heaven existed, then that's what that would be.
It's so fucking cool.
And this
it's not
is your
just
second
like,
time?
Second time, yeah. I went last year.
Nice.
I went last year to support a friend who was playing. I'd heard of South by. I didn't really know the full extent of it. I didn't know what it was, what to expect. I got there, I'm just like, this is fucking insane.
And how did this year's compare to last year's?
Oh, it was insane. Like last year, the first 3 days I kind of took to kind of adjust, kind of really gauge what it was, learn the city. Yeah. This year I went in head first. First day I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Had a mission.
Yep.
Knew exactly where to go, what to do.
Yep. And anyone who's been seeing our Insta stories would have seen, obviously, your antics. We've got a few messages there. People asking if I or people here were overseas. Wasn't us. It was
me.
It was Donkeyman.
Yep.
And the caliber of artists that I saw, that you saw, that I saw the videos of, was the first thing that hit me. Like, these are not, unsigned artists who might break. These guys are fucking legit.
Yeah, like, I mean, like it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. Like I saw a band in a little club that were showcasing for South by, like it was a South by event, but there was maybe 20 people in the audience. I think I put footage up on the Instagram. There was like 20 people in the audience, but they were like 21, young, but really fucking good. And then, you go from them to fucking Tom Morello, Billie Eilish, like it's just the South by covers all spectrums of genre, talent, skill level, audience level. Like
And it's primarily a showcase, right? Like and / conference.
So networking conference showcase. You got films. So it's split into 3 sections: interactive, film, and music.
Yeah.
And you've got your music showcases, your film showcases, and then like technology, like new technology, interactive kind of businessy type stuff.
Awesome. It's really just where a whole dudes who are at the top of their field in the States come together and fucking compare dicks.
Pretty much.
Like, it's like if you've got new shit to show, or if you're fucking bands that like it's just a hub where shit happens.
Yeah, that's essentially. And then there's a trade market in it as well, like a trade show where people bring their ideas from around the world of what they've got, whether it's in music, film, technology, whatever it is.
There'd be some shit kickers
and
in there.
There was some cool shit there as well. Like,
It's a good place to go and get funding.
Stuff. It is, yeah.
There's a lot of fucking like VCs, angel investors go in.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Davey, can you just look up for me how many bands play at South by? Because I think it's 10 days, and I get the feeling it's an absurd number of bands. Oh, like in the order of above 5,000. I'm going to take a guess and say 10,000 bands
something like that. Something ridiculous.
What do you reckon, Berger? 10 days?
Well, you'd think about how many venues there are, and then how many bands play at each show.
Per venue. And it's like midday till fucking...
You'd have multiple shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they run all day and all night.
10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Like, something ridiculous.
I get the feeling like...
about 10,000 bands, I'd say.
Imagine curating that.
Yeah, fuck. Like, it's just like...
It'd be venue by venue. You wouldn't...
It would. There's
but they'd have
to report back to South by Southwest, the organisation.
Yeah.
And that organisation would be hellish in terms of like, what are we doing where? That'd be the hardest part, because it's like dependent on venue size, location,
where the bands,
like who's going to be there.
Yeah.
Like that'd be the hard But there'd be a lot of people working for them. And
oh yeah,
there'd be hundreds.
Did you go to
of people.
Changes?
No,
That conference?
no, I didn't know.
There's the one of the chicks who organizes it, Stacey Wilhelm. She spoke at that, so she, I think from my gathering of it, she was basically one of the people. If you apply to South by, you looking to play there. She's one of the head groups that come in and go and distinguish between who the fuck's playing and who's not playing. But then, and the way she ran through was like, it just seemed like fucking mayhem.
Yeah.
Like every part of Austin is just going off for 10 days. Like every fucking every pub, every club, every venue has got something going on. It's literally the city's taken over.
Yeah, that's it. The city shut down. Like there's roads that are shut down that you cannot drive on.
It's unbelievable.
Because it's just crowds and crowds of people.
I reckon,
and imagine
Davey?
the headache for the police. Like last year.
So how many bands?
The official website says there are showcasing artists from 60 plus countries are represented amongst the 2,000 plus official performers, and that doesn't include any venues that are doing their own thing and calling it South by Southwest because they let venues like bars and stuff do their own thing.
Yep,
that's not officially South by Southwest, but
and there'd be more of them.
So there's 2,000 plus
unofficial,
and then you got to think about all the other stuff.
There'd be heaps that are unofficial.
Yeah.
It's
great.
And even you were saying you sent me a message saying you caught to tell Stu that you just caught a band that he likes, Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah.
For what is it? Death Cab.
Death Cab.
Yeah, and you just saw them about the week before.
Yeah.
So these guys must be. They fly to Australia, play fucking a couple of shows here.
It's just be incorporated into this.
Then head
into
there.
the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be part of their tour. It's crazy. I mean,
Such
the
a crazy
headache,
scene.
the headache that there is there for the police as well. Like there's so much. You're not allowed to drink on the streets.
Yeah.
But it's just like
chaos,
chaotic. There's a lot of. I know last year there was a couple of bombs that went off there as well.
That's right. I remember that. I remember you saying about that.
I know the Roots had to not play because they had bomb threats. This year I don't think there was anything, but
What's wrong with people, man?
it's just like crazy.
Let's
like
not
it's
go there.
Yeah.
massive. Yeah. It's just fucking hectic.
Yeah, sick.
Oh wow, there's so much other stuff.
Yeah.
There's like music. There's
Have you heard of
exhibitions.
South by before, Davey?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I understood it mostly as a music thing.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah, no, it's more than that. Like I
art,
had.
gaming,
Yeah,
marketplace.
they had a gaming conference this year.
That's
that
where a
was
lot of
like- Comic-Con.
big companies will unveil their new fucking shit or their new game or whatever it
Yeah.
is at South by. So I think they kind of started the music side of it, from my understanding, again, I could be wrong, feel free to fucking chime in here, was it was a place for A&Rs to scope out a lot of the bands that were on their radar, but so they didn't necessarily have to fly all the way around the country. So then their idea was to put on this showcase where they go, cool, any bands who's on someone's radar, or if labels wanted to get a look at them, they could put them all into one spot, and then your fucking head A&Rs could go there, check them all out, and basically see if you wanted to sign someone, if you wanted to fuck with an artist, if you wanted to go that, rather than traveling around, going, let's bring all the artists to one spot.
place. Yeah.
How long has it been going for, Davey?
I am looking that up now. It began in
20 years?
1987 and continues to
Whoa, that's
both
my
grow.
age.
Fuck, so old.
Old as fuck.
Nearly dead.
Yeah, and even from
Close
what,
to dead.
like, it's a fair, you were just saying before, it's a fair party atmosphere. Is it?
Yeah. It is. Every night is a party.
God
Yeah.
damn.
But I think that's Austin. Like I feel like that's Austin. Like it's just
No, I've spoken to people in Austin, and it's very much not a happy-go-lucky party
Really?
town every night of the week. It's
fair enough.
hot and racist.
They have a good food culture in
Yeah.
Austin.
oh fuck, yeah, their barbecue is.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
It was like I thought it was quite progressive.
Yeah,
there are
Austin.
That
parts
was my
of
understanding
pretty
of it. Was
good.
quite progressive.
I'm sure it depends where you go.
You know that thing, Rooster Teeth, the thing I'm always banging on about?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're based in Austin.
Yeah, they were there last year. I think they were there this year as well.
I think those
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
like, I don't really watch much of their stuff, but I think those guys, like, nailed
You watch
that-
all
that
of their stuff,
new
Davey.
Sort of
Jerking off
entertainment
to it
thing.
every
But, no, like, everyone's saying it's like the new LA.
Austin.
Austin, I'd like to speak to these people.
It's so Austin.
And slap them in their faces.
Austin is growing, but I think 1,100 people per week are moving into Austin.
But it gets so hot there in the summer, the bitumen literally melts in
Yeah.
places. Like it's uninhabitable.
What happens here?
Like really, when
know,
people when
Built on a desert. Yeah.
when they were walking, when they did the Buffalo Wagon trails out to find water and went west from New England when they colonized there. Some people they got halfway and they're like, "Yep, that's it. I'm staying here, fellas." Like
Yeah.
it is the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress. But I was speaking with someone who was saying some of the people who go there for the more business conference side of things have kind of started to pull back because it is such a party atmosphere. Like they were saying a lot of bands miss their fucking time sets. There's actually a big problem of bands not even realizing they need a fucking visa to get in.
Yeah,
So
there was a lot of issues with it, especially from Australia.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Like they'll get in, they'll get accepted.
Yeah.
They'll go to the airport with their gear, fucking land, and then immigration's like,
if you're
you have a
playing
visa.
gigs overseas,
100%.
you have to have a visa.
You have to.
Unless you just somehow do it on the down low.
Yeah.
No, but
It's near
people know
impossible.
you can't fly into Austin at this time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
like,
correct.
Like they know what's happening.
Yeah.
But then they've
Why
actually,
wouldn't you just hire gear? Just go over there and just like rock
That's
up.
what a lot of people did. That's what a lot of people. I
Like,
had a
why
chat
would you
with
take
hired
your own
gear.
shit?
Fuck,
You
that's
can
a good
get,
idea. Just hire gear for South by.
mate. You can
$4,000
hire.
for a guitar string.
Probably. I mean, the
Oh,
the
yeah.
prices of things over there just skyrocket over this time of year.
It
Actually,
would.
yeah, that's a good.
That would
how,
keep their city afloat.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
how like
You use the term loosely.
living costs and stuff. What was that like for that time?
It was
good.
it was like converting from AUD to US dollars is fucked because you lose,
You lose
like
tons.
$300 per $1,000.
Yeah.
But like things like Uber is fucking expensive. It's like $20 for a 10-minute drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Just meet people and scab a lift off them.
I mean, the thing
Jump
with
in a
Austin
limo.
is that they've just
See what happens.
right, yeah. They just incorporated scooters in the city.
Yeah, I was gonna say LA because LA's got those the
Oh,
birds.
yeah.
Throw the
they've got that
dice.
everywhere.
Save 20
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Die. 20
They're
bucks.
good. They're pretty sweet.
I didn't try it. It's apparently like if you crash, you're liable for it. Like if you hurt yourself, that's on you.
Oh yeah,
The
I wasn't
company
gonna sue
doesn't-
them.
Yeah.
We broke more scooters than that scooters broke us, especially in Venice. Sorry, because there's just scooters like down the boardwalk. There's just those fucking birds are left everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you just pick them up where you want, you take it to wherever you want to go, then you just drop
just
it
leave
off.
it, yeah,
They're
yeah.
just fucking everywhere. But then at night, I was living right next to Venice Park, so we'd go and just fucking skate the park at night, drink beers there, and it'd be funny for all the skaters to go and just focus all these scooters and fucking break them.
Yeah, it's
But that's what skateboarders
it's
do
a lot
for
cheaper.
fun.
It's a lot cheaper
Yeah.
to do that as well.
So
$20
give us your top 5 experiences from South by Southwest this year.
Top 5 experiences. Well, one of the top was what I was telling you guys before. I don't know if I told you with Sony, how they had like a little. They'd rented out a warehouse and they were showcasing all their new technology that they were bringing in. So stuff with AI. And there was one particular software that they brought out. I think it was called Flow Machine Pro or something. Where
Got to
basically
have a pro on the end.
it has to have a pro,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Basically, what it does is that you'll write a song, you'll load it into your DAW, like Cubase, Pro Tools, or something like that, and it'll analyze the way that you write music. And then if you hit a wall, it'll write it for you, finish it off. And I was talking to one of the guys outside who was, just giving small information. Can I ask questions to someone? And he's like, yeah, the developers are here. They're doing a talk in about 5 minutes, so just line up and you'll be able to go in and see a demonstration. So I was like, all right. So I lined up and got to the front and they were showing a demonstration and they asked who wanted to come up onto the stage to have a jam with the machine. So I said, yeah, I'll go up. So I went up and pretty much I just went right through them. Like, I was like, this is bullshit. Like, you're fucking up the industry. Like, this is going to take jobs away from people. Like I said, I can show you how to write a song without this machine. Play the song and I just improvise, come up with a melody, and there was that. I'm not happy with the melody, but that's how you do it. You don't need writer's block is a psychological thing. It's just you not being happy with what you're writing. And they kicked me off the stage. They weren't happy with it.
Good.
Like, yeah, thank
Ruffle
you.
a few feathers. I'm all
that's,
for it.
But it was just like thinking like Sony are developing this AI, and they can, when they've got a movie in production, they can run through songs through it, put songs through it, and then the program can write the soundtrack based on their feel. And that's $1 million that they've saved.
Yep.
But how many musicians and composers and
See, and I put it back the other way because you brought it up at I think on the Darlington podcast just before it. That
Maybe.
what was it? Someone just signed a label deal to fucking
Yeah.
AI.
Yep. Yep. Warner.
A major label just signed.
Warner has officially signed the first AI-based record deal that's not human.
Yeah, and it's
So
for like
it's not a
50
human.
albums.
Yeah. And 20 of them are going to be this year, and they've already made 5 of them.
Yep. So like, that's that field. We're definitely getting towards that part of fucking humankind when AI is doing some really serious stuff that can compromise what humans can do. But I don't think you'll ever lose, especially being in the entertainment industry here. I think we're probably the safest for one of the longest industries because I don't think you're ever going to be able to, one, replace what people can do on stage, and two, the creativity of humans. Like, we can just constantly adapt and constantly become more creative in a different way. Whereas it has to learn from something. It has to learn from really us or whoever programmed it. But I think
you have to wonder what the quality of it in terms of the point of a soundtrack is the soundtrack can be looked at as a character, right? The aim of it is to push the narrative further by accompanying what the visuals and what the dialogue is, right?
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
So you have to wonder how good it can be. I'm sure it's good. Like, I'm sure it'll do a good job. It'll suit the movie fine. But think of Hans Zimmer, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And the response that you get from that, the response that you would get to seeing him do a live symphony, it's gonna pale in comparison.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fine. And people are gonna do it. Yeah, there's gonna be lost jobs, but it will make the human performer more special.
It'll be more valuable. It'll create more value to a human doing it. So there will be another independent.
So the people that are good at that are going to be able to charge more money.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to go, cool. I'm actually a professional at this. I'm not a computer.
Yeah.
You want me? I'm going to fucking charge you out the ass. Like,
And I think even as we've spoken about a heap of times on it, it's like right now, because of how easy it is to have access to all the technology and all the equipment and the plugins, because the entry level to get into the game is so little now that anyone with a laptop has the tools to put out commercial quality hits. There has to be a culling at some point where where something comes along and goes, cool, okay, now this divides the people who are legit and who love it and who are good at it, and these are the people who are doing it just to fucking do it or to be average at it. Like, I think because anyone can have a shot these days, it's too easy for people to call themselves a fucking producer or a fucking, it's just too easy for everyone to go around doing that. There has to be a culling at some point. And if it's fucking AI's introduction that turns out to be weaning the market, then it's like, cool, that might be it. I think the big thing is they'll never be able to replace humans playing live.
No.
Like, playing live is a big thing.
Yeah,
But I mean, you can they can do what the Gorillaz did, create a virtual band, and people will dig that. I mean, if they tell people this is good, people who don't know will say, okay, yeah, this is good.
Do you want to hear an AI generated song?
No, they're terrible. Go on, though.
I've got one.
I don't know that we'll be able to play it on the podcast. Love it.
I mean, all it is chords and melody.
Yeah.
Like, somebody who doesn't know, like, a record label can say that's a band, and people won't know.
Well,
100.
Yeah.
It's like the Gorillaz.
Correct.
The whole thing with the Gorillaz was that all of their video clips, all of their live
band.
performance.
Hold on, let's strip it back. Let's go back one more level. It was actually written by people who understand emotion and can write about things they've gone through in their personal experiences. Like, how do you teach a robot to fucking write a song that's going to touch someone about being homeless
But it's not.
or being?
But it might not be about teaching the robot. It'll be about teaching the people that this is what human is.
Yeah.
Or it's like One Direction. You get a bunch of attractive dudes. You get a machine to write the songs, and you get them to sing it.
And people see through it.
Yeah. Well, maybe
they do.
Yeah.
People didn't see through most of the bullshit that's gone through like the last 10 years.
Yeah, but what
depends who you talk to.
The difference is it having a lasting effect on people, and music that has a lasting effect on people. I can tell you that One Direction, people that loved that band when they were 12, right? When they're 19, they're going, oh, how funny was that? They're not going, I love that band so much. I can, like, the amount of
the Spice Girls. Spice Girls?
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys?
Like, people love them and people will go to their shows and stuff, but it's the minority that would say, that band changed my life. Because Spice Girls Like, I don't think they changed anyone's lives.
Yeah, but they still made money for the record label.
Oh,
That's fine. I'm not talking about that, though.
But that's because it's like they did what pop acts do. Like they
Yeah.
sold it there for
It's a
marketing.
machine.
They were the front. Like
Yeah.
they had no artistic creativity. I don't know. I'm going to say they had limited artistic creativity in what they could put out because it was all funded and put forward by the record label. The record label knew how to make money. They knew how to market a band. They knew how to market 4 girls or 5 girls.
Yeah.
They knew what was going to make money. This was the formula. And
Yeah,
then all
so
you have to
it's-
do is you find the right people to
it's a
put into that
product.
band to be the front. Simon Cowell is very fucking smart and very intentional and also very public when he put together One Direction.
Yes.
These were people who could sing. He goes, cool. If I give you the right songs, this can be packaged and can be sold to the majority of the public very well. Just that, and that's all it is. It's a product that they know
It's a
they
product.
can push.
They're essentially not a band. They're essentially not. They're essentially a toy.
Yeah,
if you
they're
will. It's
they're a
like-
management. A manager's band, like a manager, a record label who knows how to just choreograph the puppets from behind the scenes. So as long as they do everything that they're told, they will fucking move units. Like that's the formula's there for a reason. It's been done. It'll be done again.
Yeah.
Actually, I quite like my analogy of it being a toy. And the reason why I like it is if you think about a toy that you play with and you play with it for ages and you have fond memories of it, but that toy eventually breaks and you eventually don't use it. So it's kind of like that. You know, One Direction, they're a product, they were purposefully built. They're not a group of people that came together because of an emotional thing.
Yes.
They didn't go, I love this music, I want to make this music.
Yep.
They go, I can sing, I'm good looking, and their producer, we just lost battery.
okay.
Our producer, can put the fucking things together. They're a machine, and yeah, I'm real sidetracked now.
That's actually one of the. There was a panel that I went to at South by that was talking about that, about how a lot of artists today are there for a 5-year thing and then disappear.
Yeah,
Is
try
that
and make
they're not
money.
there for the long term.
Yeah.
like it used to be.
Yeah,
Like you see like
Disposable
people like
music
Queen
world.
and Rolling Stones are still playing, but there's people that were around 5 years ago who aren't playing anymore. Like Adele.
that
I think
happened
Adele
back
stopped.
then, though.
Adele doesn't do anything anymore.
that happened back then.
Yeah.
But even like
always
Adele, like
It does. It has happened for.
she
kind
kind of went away for like I didn't follow her super closely, but she kind of went away and just for a few years didn't do anything. Wasn't active on socials. Wasn't publicly in the eye. Just wrote the fucking record that she wanted to write, that she knew she had
She
to
had
write.
a family.
Okay,
So
that-
her first album was 19, her second one was 21, and then the third one wasn't till like 25, I think.
So she took some time
She
off.
had 4 years off. Well, she
And she
wouldn't. She
wasn't-
would have toured
but she
the first year.
she wasn't
after
really
the album or
prevalent
something.
online. It's not like
Didn't
she
she
was
say
building
that-
her name.
Didn't she publicly say that she'd made her money and that she was happy to?
Oh, maybe
I'm pretty sure I'd read that she'd said that.
she'll be back.
Yeah,
It's a
she was
marketing
happy.
thing.
Yeah, right.
Like,
It's like
why
John
would-
Farnham's last show was like 10 times.
Yeah. Why would they? If she can still make money, why would she quit? What's she gonna do?
Well,
Well, we are back.
we're back. We're back.
After a little bit of an issue that.
David tried to feed Stu's laptop a beer funnel, just so everyone knows. But we're back. And let's continue.
Yeah,
think
so
we
we
were
got
going
through
through-
half of number one of your
Of
top
his top
five.
five.
We'll go for number 2. The live music there was just fucking cool. Like Tom Morello, it was just absolutely like he was just for about 40 minutes of the show. It was just him on stage with a backing track.
And you didn't have to pay to get into each individual one.
No,
do you?
no,
Yeah,
no.
like your badge, your South by badge
badge
gets
got
you
me
in.
in. Yeah,
Yep.
I got a platinum badge, so the platinum gets
Ooh,
you
high
into
roller.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
That's what we're gonna get.
Yep.
That shit is fucking expensive.
And if anybody wants to
ridiculous.
sponsor
Yeah.
Marshall Street and the staff for next year's South by, this is your chance to email in. Thank you.
Look at them rolling. The emails are rolling in.
They're rolling. The phones are blowing up. Continue.
Yeah, live bands. Billie Eilish was cool. That was an experience. That was
Probably the biggest story. When you put that story up, I got a heap of messages going,
really?
who is that one? That,
Oh really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. She was cool.
She's
Mate,
fucking...
her new track is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. For a pop song, like, fuck, it's so unique.
And her brother
It's
opened for her,
fucking
and he was
awesome.
just as good. He's the genius
co-write.
behind her.
Really?
Yeah, he's the producer behind
There you
her.
go.
They both they both write together, but he
They
does
do,
all the
yeah.
production, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
Super talented.
Wish my brother.
Where are they
liked
from?
music.
Well, I think
They're
they
from
sound
England,
Irish, but Billie Irish, yeah. And his name's Phineas.
Yeah, they are
So it's
Irish.
Phineas
Okay,
O'Connor.
cool. There you
yeah.
go.
It sounds
Oh,
Irish.
the Irish can just sing, man. Fuck them. Like as a nation, they
They can sing and drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them.
Hey, good for them. All right, we're at number 3 in the countdown.
Number 3, networking.
Yep.
I met some cool people there.
Experience?
It was just
what
like,
experiences?
what do you mean?
Like from the networking.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about one of the experiences. Don't give us too much away, but
Well, so I got invited to a party. I got an email saying, you've been invited to a party that's run by Bjorn from ABBA. RSVP by this time, and you get. I was like, oh cool, RSVP'd. So I rocked up. It was like full, clipboard lady with a security guard. You go up to the penthouse of the Hotel Van Zandt, which is like the Hilton. Like it's just really nice hotel. Go right up to the top floor, and I get there and I go around talking to people, and I'm like, oh hi, I'm Simon. I'm from Australia. And he goes, oh yeah, what do you do? He's the A&R for Spotify. It's like, fuck, okay, cool. What do you do? Oh, I'm the head lawyer for Universal. I was like, okay, why am I here? Like, and then I'm like, Bjorn's there. I'm like, fuck, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm Bjorn from ABBA. Oh, yeah, you're Bjorn. Shit, okay.
No
Again,
shit.
why am I here? And it's like, oh, I am the CEO for Avid. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Again, like,
yeah.
like there's nobody like me. Like, how did I get an invite to this?
Yeah.
Everyone's like super formal, like
you-
Versace suits and shit. And
Did it have
like,
anything to do with you having the platinum entry?
No. There's platinum, so many platinum badges.
Okay.
Yeah, like most people get platinum badges when they go.
Fuck this. You've got something. We got to
There must
figure
have
out what it
been-
is.
I don't know. It was
Like,
just luck or something.
can you get us into more
idea.
famous parties where
Yeah.
there's heaps of rich people?
It felt, I was like, shit, and there's like a full buffet, but it wasn't just like, fish fingers and party pies and sausage rolls and what here. This is like fucking burgers and shit, like stacks of burgers, like sliders, what do they call them?
Yeah.
Pork sliders.
They
Now
thought
we're
that they
talking.
were emailing Simon from
Cow.
fucking...
Simon Cowell, yeah.
Spelt it wrong.
Yeah. But that was cool. That was showcasing that, like a little... Bjorn was sponsoring a new software that was like... I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was, but it was this essential. The basic was crediting artists in the live field. I'd have to look a bit more onto it, but
Okay,
it was to
because that
focus on...
that just
was
sparked
there?
a new thought in my head. Like how we have APRA here.
Yeah.
States don't have something like that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
Not a
do.
single.
Don't they have like BMI? or
BMI, yeah,
something?
but that's for more publishing in terms of live.
They've got like
live
really... They've got a lot
performance.
of like independent...
Yeah, they don't have one
Bodies.
governing
So
body
there's not
that is
one.
nationwide
Yeah.
that collects it.
Yeah, no, there isn't. No.
Yeah.
But ASCAP and BMI are the two main ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this new, especially with all the blockchain stuff, is what's going to fill that gap in the US.
Okay.
I
So
don't
what
know
was the
when.
feel around that, around blockchain and that sort of technology?
It's really early.
Yep.
I feel like they're jumping into it a bit too quick.
Okay.
Because it's super, like, nobody knows about it's not many people know about blockchain. Not many people get their head around it, wrap their head around what blockchain is. Not even I really fully understand it, what it is and how it can help. But there's a lot. I feel like it's getting really saturated too early. So we'll see how that goes. Like you type, you go into Google and type in blockchains for music, and there's about 20 platforms.
Yeah, there's so many. Even like, what about just augmented reality and AI? What was the general feel? Because I know even when we were at Pause, there was that feeling that as soon as you're around these people who fuck with that technology and fuck with that space so heavily, like, I think you'd be stupid to say it's not the way we're going. Like AI, augmented reality, and virtual reality is where we all go.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting when you go into something like that. I want to see what South by was like. But when we were at Pause and you're around people who are constantly in that scene, it's very much that, yeah, this is where we're going. Like everyone else is very much either head in the sand or that they're just not it hasn't caught on to main society yet. And then you kind of step back out of that scene and people are like, oh man, they don't fully get it.
Do you know what I reckon that it is? It's the difference between the generation gap from my generation, I think I'm Generation X, and then the one above us, or even the one above that, like baby boomers and shit. I would say, in terms of knowledge around technology, the baby boomer generation is maybe 20% of them actually know how to use technology like us.
Yeah.
So the difference between that and the actual concepts around technology, digital technology, like there's a lot of concepts that they can't fathom because they haven't grown up around it. Whereas my generation, Generation X, was the first generation to really grow up with technology. I was even
That
later.
being said, I think we were the last. I'm slightly younger than you, just so everyone knows. But I feel like I was the last generation that knows what it was like prior internet. But also it was expected that you grew up with internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we were on that cusp.
Like I think my family got our first family computer when I was 11. Like, and we just didn't have one. And probably we might have been in the minority, but we got internet pretty much straight away. I think I had the internet when I was like 13 or 14. And yeah, I think that there's just a mindset thing. A lot of baby boomers and stuff and above just don't want to bother with it. They don't want to bother with technology because it's extra shit.
Yeah, but that's them.
They have to.
It's like we're gonna get old, and when I'm 40, I want to be playing in fucking AI.
Yeah,
I want to be fucking
right.
teach school and all these noobs.
It's because you grew up with digital technology, right? The difference is it's like the concepts and it's like automation and things like that. They don't want to. I'm generalizing, of course, but they want to have control of things, and they're hesitant to adapt to new technologies the way that our generation and younger are. They're more readily available to adapt to new technologies. There's a hesitation there. So that's why these digital currency platforms...
I see that. I think yes and no. I think there's plenty of people in that baby boomer who are happy to grow with the times, and fucking old people using Facebook and...
Yeah, I was generalizing.
Mad old grannies on Tinder, good for them.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we could get back to my initial question of Simon. So what's the feeling at South by, at that conference? Is it a feeling of like, man, AI is coming and it's not fucking far off? Or is it still like, all right, we're testing the waters here and augmented reality is closer than full AI?
No, it's definitely, it's the feeling that it's coming. They were showcasing a lot of AI stuff last year. And this year it's just like 10 times more than what it was last year.
Right.
It's fucking everywhere. Like, it's just like, okay, this is going to be a thing.
What was the coolest bit of tech or the idea of tech that's coming? What was the coolest? What did they give?
Fuck, it was quite a lot. There was Sony had some cool shit. Yeah. Aside from that, what that software that they was talking about before, they had some cool shit that they were showing.
Because Sony used to be a big name.
Yeah. They had some really cool shit, and like a lot of it seems useless. A lot of it is useless shit, but it's cool. Like a robotic camera thing that you talk to and it does shit for you. I feel like they're trying to make things easier for people to live, which is unnecessary because it already is pretty easy. There was
we've talked about
that's funny
that before,
because humans love to fucking complain.
Yeah.
And like, like,
and the easier things get, the dumber the complaints are.
Yeah, and it's like, and at the end of the day, what they go to is even if they haven't thought about it, like their perfect envisionment is that they sit still and do nothing and don't think, and everything that happens for them. And it's
Wall-E.
like, at what point have you lost the interaction with what you're doing? Anyway,
You're describing Wall-E, where they're all like fat guys in the big fucking chairs, and like the ship just looks after them. They just do whatever they want.
There was actually a robot that was there that won the Las Vegas Innovation Award. It's like a big award, and they were there. They're from Japan.
Yeah.
And essentially what it was is like a little cute little creature, like a woolly thing with a camera on its head that drives around and seeks attention. And you have to cuddle it and tickle it. Like, that's something that people have invested millions of dollars in. Like, it was like, fuck, that looks like a dog. It's like, it's cool.
That sounds like some weird Japanese shit.
Yeah, right?
Oh, but the mind baffles.
It does, yeah. And that's just like, that was like one of the biggest things that I was showcasing. Like, this is unnecessary to human development.
It's unnecessary to Australians, but I'm sure there is
like, there is
some
a
Asian
whole
country out there.
continent that is suffering without food and shit.
Yeah.
And we're making shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like in 1996, their vision of 2019, flying cars, the future is here.
Yeah.
We've got a cat with a camera that drives around.
Pretty much.
Electronic.
Electronic, yeah. And you have to cuddle it or else it cries.
We've got needy robots.
Oh, wow.
Going back to the future. What was it, 2017 or something?
Yeah.
2017, they got flying cars, shit. Like, fast forward to the future, everyone's pissed off, sad. We've got needy robots that need cuddles.
Yeah, like who thinks of creating a robot that's needy? Oh, anyway.
The Japanese.
Yeah.
It's because of a lonely thing. There's a real big problem.
it's a lonely
I've spent
thing.
a fair amount of time in Japan, and the culture there is very like the tall nail gets hammered down kind of thing. So if you're like a creative, well, you better not be a creative in Japan. And then like on top of that, if you're not like hitting those grades and you're not like doing all that stuff,
Well, that's racist.
it's like pretty much like stop existing in society. So a lot of people just like isolate themselves. So like robots that just need cuddles and stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking good market there.
There's a high suicide rate in Japan.
There is, yeah.
massive. Yeah.
And it's there's a lot of pressure on especially males to provide for your family and have a really well-paying job and things like that. But the opposite side to that, I've also spent a little bit of time in Japan, and there's so many fucking useless jobs out there. I saw a guy, right, guiding a car into a car park, not into the car park where the car stops, into the car park facility. He's like, "Yep, this is where you enter," and he's guiding the car. The driver can see the entry. Like,
Did he
what
have
do
like
you
an LED
mean?
light, like when
He
they're
was like
directing
this.
planes and
That's
shit?
all he did.
Yeah, well, of course.
What's that guy doing?
When you've got double the population of Australia in one
So
city alone,
fucked.
you're going to have to find jobs for people to do. And if a job is get cars in this hole, then
It was fucked.
at
Blowing
least
my
someone's
mind.
getting a paycheck.
See, yeah. So many questions. I've got so many questions on that.
Have you been to Japan?
Nah.
You need to go.
No,
It'll blow your
I'm
mind.
good. I'm good,
It'll
thanks.
blow your freaking mind.
Japan's amazing.
If you took me to Japan, it would be like that Ricky Gervais when he took that. What was his
Carl
Carl
Pilkington,
Pilkington,
and
yeah.
Idiot
Yes.
abroad? That would be me in Japan.
Yeah.
you would
Oh,
love
I
I'd
get
pay
it.
that.
I just
Pay
don't
that.
get
Let's
it.
do it.
You'd
I don't
love
get
it.
it.
I
Nah.
swear you
So
would
the new
love it.
New
Seems
Marshall Street
stupid.
Studios.
Nah.
Technology side of things
Series.
you would really like. Anyway. So that was 4.
4, 5. So I just done networking. So 5. I mean the panels like learning,
Yep.
going to different
Education,
panels and
yeah.
stuff. The whole education part of it, yeah. Is
Actually, I was keen. You mentioned this
So
before. I'm going to ask you this question live.
Yeah.
What was the layout of the panels like? Like compared to some of the talks that we've seen in Australia, is it similar? Are they different? Because obviously these run on a fucking. These are clean. This is an oiled machine.
It is slightly different. You've got like a table at the front of the area, I suppose, and there's 4
Foyer?
panels, 4 people. Yeah, it's like a room, like a meeting room kind of thing.
Yep.
And you just got the seats, rows of seats facing a table that's kind of on a rise, and there's they're mic'd up and they kind of just talk like this. It's like a podcast.
Okay.
Everything, I think most of it is actually recorded and put up on YouTube. And
Can you ask them questions and interact, or it's
towards the end, they have like a mic in the center, and you go up and ask questions.
Yeah.
okay? Right.
Some of them say, if you have a question mid, then put your hand up, kind of thing, and we'll answer them. But because it's all
pretty cool.
being recorded and through mics, they'd rather leave it to the end.
Yep.
Talk through the mic.
Nice. Was there did you find one of the big things I've found in the talks that I've gone through here is that it's hard to get accurate and in-depth information on the topic you want because there's just a broad variety of people, say, in the audience. and
Actually, there was
they
something
just
that I
don't
noticed.
go deep enough for me.
Something that you mentioned about like Pause Fest.
Yep.
Is that the panelists, the people talking, don't find out who's in the room.
Yep.
But they did that in most of the panels. Is that they'd be like, oh, just before we start,
There you
raise a
go.
hand. Who's a musician? People raise
And
their
they
hand.
didn't. And they didn't need me to ask for
No,
it.
they didn't. No. So they'll curate the whole discussion.
Cool. So they've done it.
It depends on what the talk. Like if there was some talks that were kind of pre-written, like it wasn't like an interview kind of setting. It was like like somebody had written the script. There's one person kind of like a keynote speaker. But a lot of them were an interview kind of thing. There was some panels where it's like you'd see who are on the panel, and they'd all be from the same company, and that it's just going to be an advertisement for the company, so you kind of not go to that one.
Yeah.
Did they do any video like phone-ins? Like remember we at Pause Fest we saw the dude from South by
Yeah,
do
no,
a
there
video
was
conference?
none of that. No,
Okay.
no, everyone was there.
Okay.
There was a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
thought that was
cancelled.
pretty cool. In a way, like there was obviously no human interaction. You couldn't actually ask them questions, but
And
it's
they
like
use
the
they
dude-
use that Slido thing as well.
Okay, right.
Pause Fest, so you
Yeah,
send
yeah.
in. It's like an app that you kind of send in your questions with a hashtag, and then they'd bring it
and
up.
they can pull it up without you actually interrupting
Yeah,
the talk
and then
or anything.
people in the audience would look at and vote on the best question, and so then that's what
yeah,
they'd
it's super
ask.
cool.
Yeah.
It was cool, but I mean, you kind of like the second question to come, like when you're actually asking someone a question,
you
then
wanna
they'd say
talk
something
back to
that,
them.
that might spark
You want
another
to go
question.
a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
That's been my biggest beef with a lot of the talks that I've gone to here is they touch the surface and they just don't go deep enough
Yeah.
on the information. And again, it could be
And
could
it is
be
a
I'm the only one in the
time-saving
fucking
thing.
room
It
that
is
wants to
trying
So
to
go
it'd be
deep.
interesting to have like a crowd moderator that kind of curates the questions that are sent in from the crowd, and I think that could be a cool thing for instead of having a panel
Yeah.
talk about whatever the people on the panel want to talk about, have it all guided
All
by
by
like
audience.
a media interview.
oath.
Like
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And-
the
but
market decides.
there needs to be a curator. There needs
Yeah,
to be
because
like
it'll get out of control. Like, it'll just be
Yeah.
one person taking them half an hour.
yeah, exactly. And I've been to a couple of shows where just crazy people ask
Yeah.
like
I've been to plenty.
fucking so specific
ridiculous.
questions,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's like cool. How do you expect the person to answer that? One, and stop talking about yourself. A lot of people like to talk about themselves,
Yeah.
and they get up on the mic and they're like, "So I've done this and this and this and this, and I'm pretty good at this and this and this.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?" It's like, sweet.
You're asking for a
Yeah,
verbal pat on the
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What's funny though is when there's someone, the keynote, whoever's in charge, can obviously when they can pick up on that.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of
Cut 'em off, yeah.
In such a good, blunt, but also not offensive enough that he's gonna fucking cry home, but
Yeah.
in a place where everyone's like, okay, stop being a fuckwit.
There's a good video of it's like a conference where Elon Musk was talking about like his mission to Mars and all that. Some dude gets up on the mic and he just goes, "So I think that your company needs me to work for it because I am better at this stuff than anyone else."
And that's
And
that's
you can
it.
just see like everyone on the stage being like, "Is no one fucking curating this shit?" Like,
I saw Elon Musk last year at South
Yeah.
by.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Was he there this year?
No, he
Did you
wasn't.
get to
no.
fucking have beers with him again?
No, I didn't. No,
Did you high five him? Be like, "Hey, remember me from last year?"
no I
wasn't
didn't.
there.
If you actually want to impress him, I hear this is a good trick. If you pull out your lighter and like you do that little thing where you jack up the lever so it's a
Yeah.
really big flame, you just go, "Hey Elon, I made my own flamethrower." And you show him that. And he was really impressed by it.
I'll keep
Davey,
that-
do you
I'll
have
keep that
any
in mind.
questions for
About
Simon?
South by. One, where was the best barbecue?
There's a place called Franklin's Barbecue.
Franklin's.
And
I've heard of
apparently,
it. I've heard of it.
apparently,
I've also heard of
like,
it.
because of the it was like spring break, so especially this
Oh,
time of
yeah?
year, especially this time of year.
Why
girls
did you
know.
wait till waited till the end of the podcast to tell us it was spring break?
I think the spring
Girls
break was a
Gone
week
Wild
after,
version.
so it's spring break now, I think.
Okay.
But Franklin's Barbecue,
So you went at the wrong
cannot get
time,
in.
is what you're telling
You
me.
can't get in.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize. But it's so hard to get into. There's just a line there every day. And I managed to get into it because I knew a DJ who got invited to a private function there. And I was like, well, can I tag along? So I got in,
sick.
and it is the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. Yeah.
What'd you get?
Everything. They gave you, it was a free, like it was like a open grill. Like they don't do that, but you could pick. It was like a
No shit.
buffet.
It sounds like he's the guy that we need to hang out
Yeah,
with when
what
we
the
go to
fuck?
any
You going
public
you want
place.
parties? You going to fucking barbecue
You
and
know,
shit?
DJs, you-
I
Jesus.
actually met the right hand man to Dell, Michael Dell. You know the computer brand Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually funds South by Southwest.
Yeah, right.
He was super cool, nice guy. Nice guy, kind of a bloke.
Any other
Actually, did you catch up with
off
George?
topic? Okay.
No, I didn't know. No, he wasn't there for the whole thing.
Wasn't he?
No, so I'd messaged him. He's like, yeah, we'll message you when I get there. And then I messaged him and he goes, oh, I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah. Well,
But he said he'd message me during mid-April and we'd catch up then.
yeah, sweet. All right.
All right, that seems like.
Well, I guess on that note, I think let's wrap this podcast up.
Do you have any things that you want to shout out, like recent single releases or anything like that?
Yeah. I just released a single with a guy called Dylan Potter.
Nice.
It's doing pretty good, actually. It's a hip-hop track. If you're into hip-hop, go check it out.
Dylan Potter, featuring
Donkeyman.
Donkeyman.
Yep.
It's called No Condolence. It's on everything. Stream, Spotify.
And
Perfect.
yes, it's a good track.
And let's not forget
you.
that David today thought he'd find out if laptops were aquatic.
I was just trying to get the computer drunk. It seemed rude to be drinking alone.
Talking about AI. There's an AI in that computer.
All right, on that note, we'll catch you all next week.
Peace.